Hi, we are back, and
Hello.
we are ready to start at least the beginning. So we have hot new singles ready to go, and the first one we have hot new singles in your area, and the first one we have is LLYLM by ROSALÍA, who is definitely like, I'll say this right now, I'm not like the celebrity crush kind of person, but I'd say I have two celebrity crush just influenced through this podcast. One, No Name, she's always going to be number one, and then two, definitely ROSALÍA. And again, it's like, you know, looks play a moderate factor, but also like they are musically talented and they do a really good job of not just again being musically talented, but they also like say what they're about, and they're really passionate about what they're about, and I really respect that in a person. That being said, the song rocks, at least in my opinion.
I like it. I mean, I really liked Moto Mommy last year and some of ROSALÍA's other stuff too, but this, I like it. I like it a lot as well. I feel like she just keeps coming in with bangers and stuff, and is one of those artists that we really like to have on this podcast. So she always delivers. It's a good track.
She's really exciting. I don't know, like she deserves 1 or at least 2 years off from doing Moto Mommy, because like it was a great album. She's toured the shit out of it. It's a great project, but if she does more and she wants to get on that kind of like every year release cycle where she's doing it, God bless, I'm here for it. On the complete other tangent of things, which is different from like, you know, an artist who's on constant release, but an artist, nay, a group that is on has been on hiatus for a long time. In fact, did the kind of album that makes you think that they are in retirement and they are splitting up for good. But no, the real is back. The real is back. Super soft free Slim Jimmy. On here, we have Sucka Some by Rae Sremmurd. That's right, Rae Sremmurd. Rae Sremmurd is back.
5 years, right?
Plus, right? I mean, for folks that, 2018, Shrem Life 3 or SR3MM. Real ones know as Shrem Life 3. We reviewed this in Dear Lord, our second year of Audioface. And, we talked about how this was the kind of crescendo of trap music as far as its dominance in the late 2020s. And boy, were we right. Because, again, like, Rae Sremmurd were phenomenal. I have, like, a note here to talk about, like, I definitely remember, like, Rae Sremmurd embodying my most, like, toxic personality.
So 23 Savage.
Oh, absolutely, man. Like, I went to a particular really good concert that I like didn't expect to be good with both Rae Sremmurd and Oliver Heldens, which is like a really like not obscure, but like a really solid deep house electronic musician. Mm-hmm. And I was like, how are you going to put these two artists together? And at the end of the show, I was like, oh, perfectly. It was great. Definitely one of the, it was one of the more memorable nights of my life. I won't necessarily say it was whether it was good or bad, or mixed. But, definitely Shrem Life 3 was a very interesting thing. Sucka or Something reminds me of the chiller, almost Shrem Life 2 or Shrem Life Rung songs. Remember, these are the Somebody Come Get Her, She's Dancing Like a Stripper, or Black Beatles, kind of rappers. Yeah. No flex zone. No flex zone. They know better. That's so shit. You just ignited some shit in me. That's definitely going back on a workout playlist, even in 2023. It's like, that's the thing.
Yeah, dude, it's never left. It's never left my 10-hour trap playlist.
Rae Sremmurd used to be bangers, but like at a certain point they got to be less bangers. I mean, like at a certain point they got to be fully non-existent. And like Sway Lee has always had this larger career about him. I think like one part of the lyric is like he feels 6 feet or, you know, like tall in some extent because the money he has or something. Audioface exclusive. I've been to a private party with Slim Jimmy, and even though this is a private invite only party, he had like 6 bodies around him, and nigga was like 5'4". And I'm not talking the music signature, I'm talking like the imperial height.
It does not surprise me.
Yeah, again, like Slim Jimmy. We talked about his little domestic last year that, you know, at least in the opinion of Los Angeles Superior Court, that he is cleared. So, you know, we report, you decide on all of that. But again, together they're back most likely because touring money pays damn well, and they'd love some of that.
Oh, yeah,
Me too, brother. And so I'm down for it. I'm here for it. It definitely sounds like they're. I mean, I don't know if I've read the thing, but I think they're going to release a Shrem Life 4. And I
think so.
Listen, I'm here for it, man. Like, I'm not saying that Trap needs this, but I'm not saying that Trap doesn't need this. I would love a throwback. Maybe I'm just getting old, but like, I would love something because I think kind of what we talked about last year. Rap and Trap isn't dead, but a lot of the mainstream stuff is lacking a lot of what was the best from even a couple of years ago. And I can even say like Culture 1 or Culture 2 from Migos would count as like some of the better from some of the years ago that we have since strayed from the proverbial Atlantic God's light from the East Atlanta Santa God's light from. So we'll watch on that. This will definitely be a really interesting year, especially if we get a Rae Sremmurd project out of.
If we could get like Rae Sremmurd and J Rock to make an album, just, you know, that.
Dude, you're trying to bring out the ghetto in me. You're trying to bring out the hood ratchet. Sean's trying to get me.
Wow.
Sean's trying to get me into an irresponsible relationship this year. That's his goal, apparently.
Absolutely. I want you to blast WoW freestyle, just doing donuts. Like, I'm down.
Allegedly, I figured out how to do donuts in an electric Mustang vehicle. And so that'll definitely be something I allegedly try. Anyways, Power Report Live. Seriously, we've done some really good stuff, especially with Bam on, just a lot of the mass shootings that have been going on in 2023 as we've just started, and a lot of the, the Tyree Nichols stuff that's gone on. And so you can definitely check that out at youtube.com/Dan from the internet. We also, honestly, like, even if you're not like about that kind of shit, one of the videos we're about to post, or like we'll have posted by the time you see this, is called The Left. Well, it's not going to be called this because it'd be censored, but basically it's called What the Left Doesn't Know About Guns. And Bam and I have a really good debate in that. We talk about, like, if America is going to be a gun country, is this a love it or leave it kind of situation? And, Bam put me on the coals for that, and I think we had a really good conversation about there. I'm really excited for everyone to see that, so go to youtube.com/Dan from the internet to see me get challenged, see Bam get challenged, see you get challenged, and again, like, yeah, we do audio.
We gotta have that conversation at some point, as I think I'm the only. Am I the only gun owner of the?
No, you are not. No, you are not.
Really?
No, you are not, sir. No, you are not, sir. So, more on that later. And again, like, I want you to check out that segment as well. And so, maybe you'll understand where I'm coming from. But yeah, that's all the tease I've got for you. YouTube.com/Dan from the internet. Please become a Syndicate 23 member. We're going to announce a lot of the initiatives we really need from this year, especially Dan, has been not only producing all of the shows on Syndicate 23, like, Audioface and Power Report, again, with a team that's helping me, but also editing these shows pretty much by myself, and then publishing these shows pretty much by myself. I've started to get a lot more help from specifically Peter and Austin on the Syndicate 23 team, but we want to bring those people on more formally on a part-time basis, part-time basis, and bring people on also as editing bandwidth. And that will only make the shows better. That will only allow me to do more production things, the stuff that, like, you really like from the show, the stuff that you really like seeing. That's the stuff that you really get. So syndicate23.co, join.syndicate23.co, content.syndicate23.co. At any given time, those links work because I still need to get better at building a website and search engine optimization because, again, I'm doing all this shit at once. So this is the year where I want to start to hand some of those jobs off so that, like, not only am I doing what I'm doing best and, like, people are seeing that consistently along with Sean and Bam and C's and all the other folks that you see on PowerPoint, of course Yasmin as well, and all the other contributors. Like, we're going to bring more left contributors on the show. Sandy Lovas, Left of the Box from Canada. Who is it? Matt Bender from the East Coast, who talks about crypto stuff all the time. We're definitely going to be having on very soon. But, like, all this stuff that we get on that, like, makes Syndicate 23 this really special place is, like, about to blow the fuck up. It needs just a little bit more of your support from. And so I'm thankful for everything we've got already. Most of our operating expenses are covered. But to get to that next step where we're starting to be, like, viral hits all the time while still being a worker cooperative space, Syndicate23.co is where all of that stuff will happen. So definitely make sure you check that out there. And that's a long plug. The last thing I'm going to say here is that we'll have the two last things. 2023 playlist will be ready very soon. Again, we'll have even more support than we have in years before to make that playlist awesome and something that, like, you want to use all the time and share. So more on that later. And of course, shirt number 4, thank you, Peter. Thank you, Peter, very much for all the mixing and mastering, all the stuff you do for Audioface to make this stuff great. And super last thing, thank you, audience on the Syndicate 23, the Audioface Pod YouTube for sending all these really positive comments. And we're going to do a comments response episode. And we're also going to do a best of approved by our lawyers Audioface episode that we'll be releasing soon that will encourage you to check out the Syndicate 23 archives so you see all the Audioface things. I mean, fine tooth comb. That's an old saying from the podcast.